Hey guys, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. So we had talked about the fact that we're at the peak basically a meteorite shower tonight and tomorrow night. So we see here a giant meteor in Iowa Tuesday morning, and this is from the Facebook page of the National Weather Service in Des Moines. So you can see the photos. Pretty cool. Was it, or was it something else? But interesting. According to the post, it occurred about 6:20 a.m. Tuesday morning. The Lyrid meteor shower is happening this week and peaking Wednesday night, so it could be part of it. And then again, maybe it's not. And here we see a close-up picture. Pretty cool. And as we were saying, this is spaceweather.com. You see the two things that we talked about in the other, the geomagnetic storm, surprise, surprise, and the Lyrid meteor shower tonight. So, our plans are we're going to get out there and hopefully see some interesting things, which we usually see one way or another.
Yes, we do.
This is curious out of the Independent. Planet disappears from sight, prompting surprise and suspicions that it actually never existed. So they think that perhaps this planet, it was an exoplanet known as Fomalhaut b, was actually really just like a gas cloud that perhaps has dissipated or broken apart. Or perhaps it was a planet and perhaps something happened to it and it is no longer there. And this is from the Register talking about the same thing. So they say massive world formed after mid-space super prang. A massive exoplanet some 25 light years away, maybe nothing of the sort. Astroboffins now believe, which isn't surprising seeing as it just vanished. So in 2008, after 4 years of observation using the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists announced the discovery of Fomalhaut b, yet by 2014 the object had all but disappeared. Experts were left scratching their heads over the fate, which appeared to orbit a bright star not too far from Earth. So if it really is or was an exoplanet, where did it go? And a pair of academics at the University of Arizona believe they have cracked it. They believe it's not an exoplanet after all. Instead, it's a giant cloud of dust left over from the collision of two planetesimals that disappeared over time. So kind of interesting, and that gets you thinking about, when we're looking up in the sky, we're actually looking into the past. And things that are farther away, they're farther back in the past at the same time. So it's pretty curious. And then it gets us thinking about, as many of you have noted, that if you send your intention out to a twinkling star or a planet, oftentimes it seems as if it recognizes your attention. And everything is alive in this world. Everything is energy. Everything is consciousness. So these planets and these stars, they have consciousness. And everything is interconnected. There is a galactic web. We have shown before in other videos how the universe that we could see and the stars in it, they look very much like the neural network under a microscope. As above, so below. And then I just want to let you guys know that we have shifted to Protonmail. So I set up an account there. I've updated the settings under the channel's videos, so you'll see if you want to reach us, go to Protonmail. As we are getting ourselves as much out of the system as possible, as you know, Facebook is basically a control system. It's a way of monitoring us, and so also with Gmail, that is another way. So Protonmail is completely encrypted, and it just feels better to get out of the system any way you can. And it is our goal to be totally out of the system, to be totally self-reliant and not need them for anything. And so that's what we are going towards. And when we are able to, we shut off our phones. Like my phone was probably shut off for over 20 hours yesterday. I will shut it off and walk away from it. While I'm doing other things, and go and check at not as often intervals. We do things so compulsively. Most of us are just so compulsively like carrying our phone 24/7, 365, perhaps even laying it on the nightstand when we're going to sleep right near our head and maybe not even shutting it off. And that will contribute to a lot of, problems, long-term EMF exposure. And it just feels like there's things that come out of the phone that, perhaps are a method and mode of control. And Cindy, I think, agrees.
It so does feel like a method and a mode of control. There's certain frequencies that I believe that'll come out of the phone, and I'll get like a spike of anxiety out of nowhere. And I think it's coming through the phones, you guys. I do.
And, we're also on Brighteon and BitChute, in which we don't run ads. So again, it's a matter of, you want to try to survive. And we are surviving with Ko-Fi and Patreon because you guys are helping us to do that. And then we plan on growing all of our own food pretty much. And honestly, I'm losing my taste for so much. It's been going on for quite a while. All I really crave is fruit for the most part, and like a salad, honestly. Every now and then a good piece of bread. But I feel like everything is changing. Our vibrations are going higher. We are going to be able to rely on ourselves more, and that feels really good, not being part of the machine. And, if we could get more people to look forward to setting up, barter and trades, things like that, because they control us through the monetary system. So if we could get out of the monetary system, wonderful. That is wonderful. And so, like they demonetized the first channel. The second channel was making about $20 a month, literally. So, they would think that they basically, if you look in their instructions, remove any offending videos and they'll, go ahead and reassess if you're in lines. And they keep putting in more and more things to limit what you can talk about. So we're not going to even try to remonetize, because we have no desire to be rich. We just want to be able to get by. And we recognize that the system is so corrupt that we want out, and we are going to show others how to get out. So we will be talking more about growing stuff, living off grid, and getting by with maybe just solar, wind energy as well, and creating a more livable situation where you don't depend on the man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's our way to sovereignty, and I think that's our way to total and complete health. And everybody has different challenges. So sometimes you might have to enmesh yourself into the system to help get yourself out, and that's okay too. I feel that we can be met where we're at. It's a matter of having a plan and starting on it and working on it and doing the absolute best you can with what you got.
Yeah, I just don't want to contribute to this system at all. And I think once our little homestead is situated and productive to, we're not going to make money off of it. We're just basically going to support ourselves on it. Then I probably will purposely demonetize the other channel, just to basically give them the middle finger of sorts and say, see, you have no power over us. We're going to say what we want to say. And if you shut us down, we will just keep saying it on other venues as more and more people wake up and recognize how we've been controlled and manipulated and put at odds against each other so that the few can control the many and basically control the world situation.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But, like I said, I mean, if you're in a situation right now where you're kind of stuck in the system, don't worry about that part. Just try to dream and make plans and get out as much as you can. All you can do is your best, which is absolutely perfect for where you're at.
Yes. Yeah, it takes time, it takes steps, it takes stages. And so, it's a matter of waking up people in small amounts, making those small steps. If you saw Dave from the UK's video that we did, he's in an apartment in an urban setting, and he's growing like 80% plus of his food. He could easily survive and thrive with just what he's growing in an apartment. And again, it's utilizing the things that many people throw out. Like we have been using pallets, we have been using scrap wood, we have been using, scrap cinder blocks, anything that basically is going to end up in a junk heap, in order to, go ahead and be a little bit more eco-friendly, a little more green, and not get ourselves into debt. I made such mistakes when I was a kid, got my first apartment and everything, and I had to put myself in debt with furniture and then monthly payments, and then getting so much for the kids at Christmas that you pay off until maybe October. You're paying off all that debt, and then you go in debt again. That's the cycle that keeps us in slavery. And, I don't want to be in slavery anymore.
No, we don't want to be. So, just being a good person and having some sort of an idea or a plan and getting out of the system where you can, that's a wonderful, wonderful start.
So thank you so much, my friends. As always, may you guys be blessed with abundant peace, love, happiness, and wealth. Wealth in the truest sense, which is ultimately it ties back into love.
It does. Everything ties back into love. Namaste.
God bless and namaste.